you said on the podcast that I was really afraid of sharing about my bipolar diagnosis because I didn't want people to think this bitch is crazy. How have you moved past that and through that?
It's still a fear of mine. Bipolar disorder does not get the best rap in our society. I mean, just think about how people talk about the weather. Oh, the weather is bipolar. Or, she's crazy. She must be bipolar. People say really fucking mean things about things that they don't know. So I still fear it. I was actually thinking about the fact that I don't show anger a lot. I don't show anger a lot these days. I don't show frustration a lot these days. And I was asking myself, why don't I show anger and frustration these days? Is it the medication? Is the medication, just basically stifling my emotions? Or I came to the realization that I don't really show my anger and frustration out loud because I don't want people to think I'm a crazy bipolar bitch. I had that realization like this past last week. And I was like, wow, I don't really share like frustration about things and anger about things because I'm afraid I'm going to be perceived as crazy, especially because I'm so vocal about having bipolar disorder. So I fear that sometimes. It does still cross my mind.
Are you in this phase of your life in creation committed in some way or in many ways to accessing that and feeling that, knowing that it'll make your work even bigger?
Yes, I am. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know that it's going to start with me just speaking out loud and just talking about things, even if it's like a small thing that I'm frustrated with. You know what I mean? Like something frustrating happened today. I don't allow myself publicly. Like, of course I vent to friends. I have a therapist that I go to. I have a coach that I go to.
Yeah.
I have my best friends. But like publicly, like out in the world, and we're talking about social media, right? Because that's the public. I don't allow myself to let the people not closest to me see me in this way because if they learn about me and they know that I have bipolar disorder, they're going to think, oh, she's bipolar and crazy. So I am actively working on it. And I think the way that I'm going to go about doing it, and because we're actually processing this in real time, is just start sharing some of my more smaller things that I'm frustrated about, things that I'm angry about, and actually practicing allowing myself to say these things out loud on camera and capturing it, So
What's one of them?
I'm really fucking angry at the way people talk about people with mental health challenges. Like they just kind of, I understand that there's, medication's not for everyone, but I just can't stand when people, especially in the wellness industry, I'm just going to say it, they'll be like, you don't need medication. I'm like, you don't fucking live inside my head. You don't live inside my head. You don't live inside my body. You don't know what I need or don't need. So I don't like when people tell me how I should or shouldn't deal with my brain or my mind because it's so personal. So that's something that really pisses me off, Josh.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I checked myself too because I had the like feeling. Now I'm getting even better as time goes on at feeling something and not attaching words to it.
Yeah.
And having the maturity to know when to speak something and when not. My lady is a great teacher for that, y'all.
Yeah.
If you ever want to learn as a man when to say something and when not to say something, be with a powerful woman.
Yeah.
that will teach you everything you need to know about speaking your truth and the timing of it. But I noticed, like with my mom when I was growing up, I wanted to fix her. I wanted to make her okay. And one thing that I've taken a lot of inventory on in my life that has come out in ways that actually have been really beautiful and of service to others is managing the fixer inside of me. Mm-hmm. Like I even noticed it at the table. I was like, I wonder if I could actually give her some of the Eons product. I was almost ready to like offer you solutions.
Yeah.
But then that robs you of your process.
I'm really happy that we're having this conversation.
That robs you of your process. Yeah. And this is a really big thing. And I think it was like 6 years ago at PaleoFX back in the day here in Austin.
Yeah.
I was interviewing Christine Hassler. And she was like, anytime we go in a partnership of any kind, especially intimate relationships, and you give solutions too soon, you try to fix it too soon, which is also I'm a man and we do that.
Yeah.
That's just what we do. You know this. we fix shit, especially if you're a kid with a bipolar mom.
Yeah.
The greatest gift you can give to someone is to be there for them as they go through their process.
Yes.
Now, if they request support, that's different.
Yes.
Right? Talk about this and how you've navigated this, not just personally, but also I'm sure with clients.
Yeah. So anytime I want to help my client with something, even to this day, even if they're a long-standing client, long-term client, I will always ask their permission first. Can I give you some feedback?
Yes.
Are you open to feedback? Because how dare I think I know what's best for my clients? right? Like, oh, I know what you should be doing. No, let me see if you're actually open, because the last thing that I want to do, because I hate wasting time and energy, is to give some really solid wisdom and then they're resistant to it. And
or it just goes,
it just goes over their head.
Yeah.
So that's why I always want to do a temperature, just check-in, emotional check-in. How are you feeling right now? Are you open to feedback? Are you open to advice right now?
So good.
Just do that. And with myself, if I'm going to share something personal with my best friend, I will say to her, I just need you to listen. I got this. I'm going to move through it. I'll be okay. I'm resilient. I'm fine. But I don't need anything right now. So I will say that up front. I even say that to my mother because she's a fixer and she cannot stand seeing me in pain. Like my mother cannot tolerate seeing me in pain. So she immediately will just talk over me and try to just give me all these solutions. And I'm like, I just want a conversation with my mother to just be nurturing and soothing. I just want you to listen to me. So I now tell my mother, Mom, I just want you to hear me. I don't need any advice from you. I just need to say it out loud. So I recommend everyone listening to this right now. If you have someone in your life who just overly just tries to fix your problems, just say to them, I just need to say this out loud.
It's so good.
Just listen.
So I'm curious if in the past you've had this dynamic in relationships where you would attract a fixer. Has that ever happened to you?
I was the fixer.
You were always the fixer, always?
I'm a licensed therapist and a coach. I love to fix.
So you never had a man that came to you that was like, oh, you should do this, babe. You should do that.
No, never. I was always the fixer.
See, just when you think you know everything,
Yeah.
you don't know much.
I was the fixer. I was the fixer growing up as a kid. I liked to fix my parents' marriage. I wanted to fix my dad's emotions, my mother's emotions. So I just really became, I thought, very good at just helping people solve problems, right? Like I could just see things so easily when I was a kid. Things were just so simple for me. Like, why can't you all just talk to each other? Just talk it out, say it out loud. So, but as I grew older, and I say this in my book, I would pick partners that were emotionally unavailable that I could fix so that I felt like I was worth something. Yeah.
And did you ever fix them?
No, I went to rehab twice.
That didn't
That's
work
what
out
happened.
very well.
Yeah,
right.
I ended up getting screwed over. Yeah.
There's this phrase, and forgive me, y'all, if this is offensive, but it's Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yes,
right?
I was Captain Save.
So like the man comes in with his cape flapping, and I know it's a derogatory term.
No,
it's not
it's
something
fine.
that I use.
But it's real.
But it's interesting.
It's real.
Like there's this aspect of the imago. If you look at, and I know, Mark Groves is a mutual friend of ours, and this is why we're connecting, and I love him. And he's interviewed the Harville Hendricks couple. I forget his wife's name, but it's Hendricks is her last name too. And they have this imago where you actually attract the person to you. And Dr. Stan Tatkin mentioned the same thing. He said that in imago, we literally attract a person that is a perfect puzzle piece fit to our pain.
Wow.
Therefore, we attract them to heal the pain. And so it was really interesting, like you wanting to fix the men. Were they just more avoidant in those spaces? Like you were coming in with the fixer, which was your pain. And that was more of like an anxious attachment style.
Yeah, 100%.
And then did the men exhibit more of an avoidant style?
Absolutely. Just like my dad. Like carbon copy of my father. My father was a very, very loving man, very kind man. But he avoided a lot of emotions. I mean, he just basically suppressed his emotions. And I honestly feel, and I know this might go off on just a little bit of a tangent, I feel like the disease that my father has been diagnosed with is called progressive supranuclear palsy. It's a degeneration of the frontal lobe cortex of the brain. I honestly feel like, and now he can't speak and he can't talk. My father cannot speak, he cannot talk, he cannot walk, and he cannot swallow. It's very hard for him. But I honestly feel like the man suppressed so much of his emotions. I'm like, no wonder he can't talk anymore. Like, I know that sounds, I feel really fucked up when I say it, but I'm like, this didn't just happen.
Yeah.
This didn't just happen. Just like my bipolar disorder didn't just happen.
Exactly.
My brain was split from a young age because that's what I saw growing up. And I see my father with his disease and I'm like, he suppressed so many of his emotions and he didn't say it out loud. And now the man can't even talk.
Whoa. If you enjoyed that one you just saw, you will love this one on the screen. Click it and enjoy.